It was all based on feedback from people actually using their vessels.
That's the best part.
And that's the best part.
If you're looking in the size
Yes.
of 40 feet and a little bigger to 40 to 50 feet range, this is
Yeah.
one worthwhile looking at.
Welcome to another episode of the Southern Boating Podcast. I'm Ian Sneed.
I'm James Anderson.
And today we're talking about an article in our August issue. I'll hold the little magazine up here. Specifically talking about the Pursuit OS 405.
Love the 405.
It's a beautiful boat. Now, as we get into this, I'm going to need you to do me one thing. Subscribe to the channel so you get all of our updates as soon as these videos come out, so you never miss any piece of news or content that we put out, especially when we're talking about boats, because Southern Boating is the expert when it comes to the boating and yachting lifestyle. So what you're going to learn here is not just about the boat, but how it benefits you as a boat owner. The 405.
I'm going to interject 1 second.
Sure, yeah.
Did your mommy teach you manners? You didn't say please.
Please.
Okay.
Please.
Please. There we go. He said please.
Please.
So now you have to subscribe.
That's
right.
So that's the rule.
So moving forward. So we've worked a lot with Pursuit over the last year and several years, really. But you recently have had a lot of opportunities to work with Pursuit. The 405 is new. It's got some new redesigns. But what I find always very interesting with Pursuit in general is they do focus groups to really refine their design, because they're really interested in how the customers are using their boats and what matters to them. And I have to applaud that, because I know that's not always the case with every single builder. It also changes a lot when you get into doing that too, right? Because number one, it puts you into a better relationship with your owners groups, but also many times it can be very difficult because an owner says that they want something completely different, and it sends you to the drawing board to design something all new. You know, that's not easy.
No, not at all. So the way I see it, yes, definitely kudos to them for the way that they approach it, because a lot of times when people create a product, they want to create their vision of what it should be and distribute that. But Pursuit's doing it the opposite way. They're saying, okay, we've created this. What's your feedback? What would you rather have? What would you rather see? What would make you happier? Okay, great. That's what I'm going to do then.
Right. And it's more about the functionality for them.
Yes.
The functionality, the comfort, the ease of use, and, you know, just continuing on down that line, which is, I got to say, excellent. Because the most important part is that when you buy a boat, you love your boat. And loving your boat turns into utilizing it more often and returns to return sales and so on and so forth. And Pursuit does a phenomenal job of that.
Yes.
So I give them major kudos to that. And then also this boat, after reading about it, seeing it, and going through it, I'm thoroughly impressed.
I'm shocked at how much there is in this boat.
In this boat, right? In a 43-foot boat.
43 length overall.
Right?
Crazy.
There's a lot. Just in the design, how to make it all work cohesively into, you know, that short of a length is amazing. It really functions more like a 50-foot boat than it does a 43-foot boat.
Because of how much there is. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first thing I want to touch on is they have a redesigned deep V-hole with a 20-degree dead rise.
And a reverse chime.
Yes. Right away, you know it's going to be a great ride. It's going to be a smooth ride.
Yep. It's designed to perform even into the rough waters.
Yes.
Right? Which is excellent.
Right.
Because we experience on the East Coast, we experience it all.
Yes.
And it can be pancake flat, or we can have some really rough days.
And that's why it's an OS. The OS, when you see Pursuit OS model, the OS is offshore. You know that they're designing it so that you can go offshore. And that's, for me, the first highlight is that redesigned V-hole.
Right.
Next would be the triple Yamaha, the XTO 450s.
XTO 450s.
Right.
So it's interesting, when they were designing this boat, you notice that the 450s weren't originally available. Their options were 300s.
And the
or 425s.
Yeah.
Right? And they opted for the 425s. But then by the time they had finished designing this boat, the 450s were available. So the standard option is the triple 450s.
Exactly.
And it's a great base for this boat because it really makes the boat move.
There's also electric steering, full joystick control. So you have, from the helm, full control of this vessel. Like, without a doubt, no matter the situation. The experience that they're trying to give the captain when he's maneuvering, you could tell, is they created it to be ideal. But they understand that it's not just the captain that's going to be on the boat. So they've put in a lot of features throughout.
Yes, there is. Just to start with, the boat can be used for fishing. It can be used as a cruiser. It can be used for water activities.
Yes.
It's just very versatile, right? So when you think offshore, it's not just a fishing boat.
It's multifunctional.
Very much so. And it's very luxurious. Going from the aft section of this boat forward, the cockpit on this boat is really kind of interesting. So you have on the transom the fold down seat. There's also the table.
You can stow it so that you have extra space for fishing, or you can pull it out and set it up so that you have actual like entertainment space.
Exactly right. And they got the fish tanks or
They have
live wells.
Yeah, they have the 75-gallon fridge freezer with digital control in the transom. And then the live well you're talking about, it's a 50-gallon recirculating live well with an overboard discharge. I had to take notes because there's so many features in this
There are
vessel.
a ton of features.
I had to take, sometimes I take notes. I'm like, okay, just to remember. Here, there was zero chance of me remembering everything from the article. I had to take notes.
This is one of their first models that has the mezzanine seat.
Facing aft.
To me, mezzanine is always kind of a telltale sign of a great fishing boat, because as you're trolling, you can, sit in the mezzanine seat and watch what's going on and wait for that big catch.
And they have a starboard and a port mezzanine seat. The starboard has storage. The port, that's actually where you'll find the Seakeeper stabilizer. And then if I remember right, it's the Seakeeper 6 gyro stabilizer. And then just next to that, if you go a little more to the port side, they have a grill.
Yeah, an electric grill.
An electric grill. So it's right in that cockpit area. It's perfect because it's open air, right? So it's perfect for grilling or making foods, whether for yourself or the family. That little layout is really well thought out.
And then all the way around, the gunnels are bolstered. So when you're fishing and you want to lean against them, it's not uncomfortable.
Be hard. Yeah,
It's not uncomfortable. It gives you a little bit of support and very nice, very comfortable.
Along those lines, you also have the rod holders, you have the outriggers.
The outriggers are optional that I noticed, but one of the things that I thought was really neat is that everything is there. So the mounting brackets and everything are in place. So if it could be a future DIY project for you. Right. So if you want to order it without the outriggers, at least you have everything there so you can do adding the outriggers on your own dock.
Let's keep moving forward, right? So, because my next note is on the bow, but that's not next if we're moving from aft to bow, right?
So if we move forward, you're now into the salon, and they've got, some unique spacing in there. You got the settee with a table as well. And the table can be lowered to create another berth, basically.
Right.
So somebody could be sleeping up top. All over this boat, what strikes me the most is how much storage is on this boat.
They make storage
They've
a
used
big...
every little space that they could possibly use.
It's a big emphasis.
Let's continue moving forward. So now you're at the helm. And this helm, what struck me is, number one, they're both Stig captain chairs. The starboard one, captain's chair, is 360 degree rotating. And then the port side is 180. So it can return all the way around, which is excellent. And then be part of that settee too. So they can be seated at the table as well, basically. Offering you more seating. But then taking a look at the helm, twin 22-inch garments. Very nice, all glass. Sleek look because it's all black. But what I really found interesting, to gain function to the backside of the electronics there, it tilts forward. Instead of you having to go around to the other side, like in the head shower or something along those lines, you don't have to do that.
It's really convenient to just be able to tilt it forward, look, make whatever adjustments you need to make, and put it back, as opposed to going in, moving things, literally removing things and trying to dig into a tight space. They made it really convenient.
Let's talk about going to the bow of the boat, because you mentioned it.
Yes. I like the bow because for me, it's a lounging hangout spot a lot of the times, right?
Absolutely.
What I like, first of all, they have JL Bluetooth audio.
All the way around.
All the way around. And there's a sun pad on the bow, and it's built in, but it's built in a way where if you're looking at the boat from a side profile, it doesn't sit above. It almost is hidden with the way it's built in.
Gives it a very sleek look.
So that the stylistic appeal that the boat has stays consistent no matter where you are.
It's not changing the design lines of the boat, right? It keeps them all smooth, very neat. And even then, these also have the pop-up backrest too.
And yes, and so they have the pop-up backrest. There's the optional sunshade. And so there's a lot of space there if you're going out, water activities, or just enjoying a day out on the water.
It's kind of, if you're at the sandbar, relaxing and having fun, it's a great spot to soak in some rays. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
If you come back around, what really strikes me about this boat is going below deck. deck. It is so spacious for what this boat is. It absolutely amazes me.
Well, it's not just spacious for what this boat is, but they found ways to make it even more spacious on top of how spacious it is at first glance.
Right. So the first one is that forward berth.
Yeah.
Which is very inventive, right?
Yes.
So the forward berth on this is it's queen size to start with, but it's got a little mechanism that helps you save some space. So it can slide aft and create a full queen size berth, or it sucks in and moves towards
the bow, and it turns into like
creates more space.
Yeah, it creates more space within the cabin because you're essentially, if you were laying on the bed, you'd be sitting up, almost laying on a backrest. You can use it as a lounge space, or as it slides to flatten out, it's a full island style queen berth.
Right. In the middle of it too, you have basically a full kitchen, 2 burners, microwave, double door refrigerator. I gotta correct myself. It's not twin doors, it's twin drawers for the refrigerator. Over under twin drawers. Lots of space. You got a little sofa there.
There's access to the head that has a separate shower. Right.
A full head with a separate shower. It's very inventive with how they utilize the space, and it shows. And then just the finishing on everything.
Everything is luxurious.
Just in the pictures alone that are in the article, I think they're great pictures. The wood grain and everything is absolutely stunning, gorgeous with the ivory finishings on the
pictures actually
upholstery.
capture a good essence of what you can expect when you see the boat in person.
I think it's an excellent boat. I think it's very well designed. It shows really well. We know that it's going to perform well. It's a Pursuit.
Right.
You know, its functionality is unbelievable. It's not just a hardcore fishing boat.
What you can do more than anything is trust that it will be functional for whatever you need, because again, how Pursuit went about designing it and making sure that it was all based on feedback from people actually using their vessels.
That's the best part.
And that's the best part, because we could sit here and talk about it and tell you how great it is, because it really is a great vessel, but you need to experience it. Read the article, check it out, see if you can see this boat in person, because without a doubt, you'll want to take it home.
Yeah, but there's so much here that it's a boat that you definitely make sure. If you're going to go to any of the boat shows coming up, whether it's Newport, Annapolis, Fort Lauderdale, whatever you're going to coming up, and you're looking for an offshore quality boat, you should definitely be looking at the Pursuit. If you're looking in the size of 40 feet and a little bigger, to 40 to 50 feet range, this is one worthwhile looking at.
Definitely worth looking at. Absolutely. It's on the cover of the August issue. So you can see just how great the lines and the design of this boat is. Now, I don't have anything else to add personally.
It's something worthwhile looking at, like I mentioned. Once again, Pursuit, thanks for building a great boat. Thank you for listening to your customers and paying attention to them with what they want, instead of just fulfilling your own needs and what you want as far as design aspects.
Yes, absolutely.
I applaud that.
Way to be a leader in the industry.
Right?
I love it.
So for now, I'm James Anderson.
I'm Ian Sneed.
Make sure to like us and follow us, and then check us back next week. So, I mean, do you have anything more about this boat? Or should we just go, listen, we can split it. We can go get one.
Yeah, I like this boat, so I don't actually know how much I could hold my breath.
You want to do a little friendly wager?
No. I'll lose it. I know it.
Just $20 says you can't hold your breath for a full minute.
You're probably right. I'm not gonna. Let's put our smiley faces on.
I don't have a smiley face.
You have a smiley face.
I got grumpus face.
No, you got a smiley face. Okay, ready?